Party people, how's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. I'm out here hoping that my phone don't get too hot, apparently. That's happened to us previously. How's everybody doing this morning? I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. We have our charger on us, so we're gonna hope that our shit stay on. We gonna hope we keep the service. This morning, I hope everybody had a beautiful weekend. Real quick before we actually get into the show. Um, we had a couple of things we were supposed to do yesterday. I actually had to put a stop to all of it. I didn't have to, but I did. So I have a friend that came from out of town, my homie. He wasn't feeling well, so I went and chilled out with him yesterday. That's where we did the live from yesterday. Um, I don't think he cares if I tell you who he is, but I would prefer not to have the stalkers chasing him down. So since I really don't want him being stalked, I'm just not going to tell you what it is. But it really doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? I just want to protect him from the stalking, so he doesn't have to go through what that lady in the library went through with those random weirdos. Hold on 1 second. I want to put my phone down so I can fix my pants. And we're going to get into this. I'm going to have this discussion about YNW Melly this morning. But I also want to have a discussion about Ice Spice and Kodak Black. And I guess we're going to also talk about little TJ at the same time. I'm going to explain to y'all how this goes. So the first thing I want to point out is, I told y'all, did y'all hear? Okay, Ice Spice has this line when she says something about she's the chosen or whatever the case is. So I'm just going to put y'all on the game about how the industry goes. Sometimes you basically just hit the lottery, fam. Sometimes you come out and everything that you're doing is so perfect with what's currently out there in the directions that they want to send people in, that whatever it is that you're creating is just absolutely incredible. It's perfect. It's right for the moment. That's kind of the spot that Ice Spice is in, not for nothing. So listen and pay attention. Recently, she has a song that either came out or is coming out, and she took a bar from Kodak Black. Now, a lot of females have taken bars from Kodak Black. A lot of women. Freaking Cardi B adopted a whole style. A lot of the people who take shit from Kodak Black blow. So you add that to what little TJ said the other day. Which I guess now we know why little TJ is having all of these issues. He said he met Ice Spice and the very next day he was shot 7 times. Now, what has I been telling y'all about Ice Spice for the longest? I'm literally only talking about this because this is, thank you. I'm literally only talking about this because this is just another example of, I told y'all something and it's the truth. Or I told y'all something and it seems like I might know what the hell I'm talking about. Once again, I told y'all Ice Spice, pardon me, I told y'all little TJ got all mixed up with the wrong person. They trying to keep him away from that girl. I told y'all that the minute he got arrested. I didn't know about him getting shot the day after he met her. I knew nothing about that. All I knew was the minute that TJ got arrested, all I knew that TJ got arrested when he was on the way to Ice Spice video shoot. That's all I knew. I had no other information. From that little bit of nugget of information I was able to tell y'all was the first thing I said. He better stay away from that girl. Y'all better pray for little TJ, fam. Y'all better pray for little TJ. Y'all better pray that that young man decides to stay away from that girl, because it's not gonna turn out well for him. It really isn't. I don't think they're gonna come for his life again or nothing like that. I don't know. All right. I don't know if that's the case. I haven't gotten the slightest idea, but it's not gonna turn out well for him. now I'm hearing that she took the ball from Kodak, which I think is all planted. I don't think she writes her own raps. I think that was all by design. So shout out to Ice Spice. One more thing I want to mention about her, then I want to get on to the YNW Melly. Do y'all remember about 3 years ago? I think it was when these dudes was beefing about whatever they was beefing about. I think it was around the time Nicki Minaj was beefing with somebody. I'm not 100% sure who she was beefing with. And I was busy saying, well, Nicki Minaj is the queen. She just is, right? Even after she lost to Remy Ma. Pay attention. I told y'all, if they really want to blow up one of these females, they have to stop calling her the queen. Do anybody remember what I told y'all they needed to call her? I said they needed to call her the princess. I said you got all of these women out here making all of these music and all of these songs and nobody's claiming princess. Everybody want to claim queen. What is Ice Spice claiming? Princess. People keep telling y'all I'm bad at marketing. I'm not bad at marketing. I just been trying to market people that had no talent. There's a difference. How many times have I told y'all somebody should take a marketing strategy, and then sooner or later somebody uses that marketing strategy, and that strategy is successful? My ability to market isn't bad. I literally got people thousands of views on the internet, thousands of followers on the internet that have no personality and no character. I had people that had no personality, no character. How do we know they have no personality and no character? They can't get views without me. I can get views without them. Before they ever came up on my platform, I had over 50,000. The only thing some of those people ever did was hurt my platform. Well, hurt their own platform because they wasn't very smart. They don't understand marketing. So shout out to Ice Spice. A real shout out. You know, a lot of times I give not real shout outs. A real shout out. But basically only, well, she's fine as shit. But the main reason why I want to shout her out is because they're actually using a marketing strategy that I've been saying for like the last 5 or 6 years should be used. What up, Darkwing? Apparently I was like at your house last night or some shit. Like this, so many lies out there now attached to me and your name. I don't know what you're gonna do about it. I know you personally, so I know you're a pretty solid guy. But usually when they start all of these lies and they lie on somebody, usually that person stops coming to the platform. I don't know what you're gonna do. I have not the slightest idea. I don't think you of that kind of character though. This is literally how far I'm walking to go get the cheapest coffee possible. Let's get to the YNW Melly case. Couple of things I want to say right off the rip. YNW Melly is the most guilty ass looking nigga I've ever seen in a courtroom. I'm going to say this again. I'm not saying he's guilty. I am not saying he's guilty. YNW Melly is the most guilty ass nigga I've ever seen in a courtroom. If I've ever seen somebody look guilty, it's him. He looks 100% guilty. He looked like he did it. Not only do he look like he did it, I'm not saying he did do it, but not only do he look like he did it, but he looks like a child, fam. Somebody Google his age for me. He looks like a child in the eyes, fam. He looks like he's mentally a child, fam. I don't even know if he's fucking mental, if he should be able to be held. I don't know if he had, you know how they say you're not fit for trial? I don't even know if the guy's fit for trial. He might not be fit for trial, fam. That's the fucked up thing about being black. A lot of y'all in prison was never fit for trial. There's a lot of black people, a lot of minorities in general, people in general, but minorities in general, that they committed crimes, but they weren't what the government deems as fit for trial. He wasn't fit for trial. I don't think he's fit for trial, fam. He just doesn't come off to me as somebody that is. Me just look at his face, man. Look at him in court. Look at his eyes. I don't know if he's fit for trial. He 100% comes off to me as somebody who they don't got it all. And I want to be clear on this. There's always a big belief that in our community, hey, cutie, that in our community, people are savages. I'm going to explain something to you. A lot of these dudes ain't really savages. A lot of these dudes grew up in unloved homes. A lot of these dudes grew up in situations where they didn't have any type of nourishment, any spiritual nourishment, any emotional nourishment. So they walking around, but they don't got nothing in them. They just fucking bodies. Pardon me, I'm sorry about that. That's what YNW Melly comes off to me as when I see him in court. He's just a body, fam. I don't even know if there's a spirit in there. Now I want to be even more clear so you can understand my position. This dude just turned just to walk right directly to fuck into me. I hate when people do that shit. Like, why do people do that? Like, they'll see me walking on the block, and they'll be all the way on this side, and then they'll just turn and walk directly at me. So I'm just saying, I don't even know if he should be not held accountable. I don't even know if he's fit for trial, fam. And a lot of us don't be fit for trial. A lot of us come from, I'm not even saying broken homes at this time. A lot of us come from broken families. Whole entire generations of families that abused each other so badly that basically almost everyone is done. Everyone needs to be thrown in the garbage. Remember, a lot of our community believes that if somebody is in your family, they have the right to abuse you over and over, and you have to forgive them. You don't got no other choice. I don't agree with those sentiments, just so we could be clear. But there are a lot of people that believe just because somebody's in your family, you gotta forgive them and then allow for them to have the opportunity to repeatedly do whatever the fuck shit they did. I don't agree with that. I'd rather just never speak to you again. I think that solves both our problems. And you knowing me is gonna make you sin. You knowing me is gonna make me sad at how you're sinning against me. So if I don't deal with you, that makes it so that you can't sin against me. So I'm actually helping you. And I think that's the position that people need to start taking. If me and you got bad energy, our energy don't match, and I hang out around you, and you sin against me, me not being around you makes it so that you can't sin against me. So I'm helping you in God's eyes. Pardon me, mother. I didn't want to reach over your coffee and shit. You know? Snap some of these.
And pros user heads prefer fresh lifestyle. More deli meats are preferred by this cutie.
So that's the way we got to start thinking. Because a lot of us got family we ain't never going to get along with, fam. Don't hate them. But if you remove yourself from the equation, you doing both you and them a benefit. Because them being around you is forcing for them to sin. Right? So I think that's my perspective. And I think a lot of people don't share that perspective. And when I say that I don't want to deal with people or I'm not going to go around people, I think they look at it as I'm trying to do something mean or cruel, when in reality, all I'm trying to do is prevent you from committing sins against me. Period. I didn't say anybody looks I didn't use the R word and say anybody looks that. That's kind of cruel that you would even do that. I'm not saying he looked like that. I said he looks like he doesn't have any soul inside of his body. I didn't say anything about him having any, I'm not even going to use the R word, but I didn't say that. That's sad that you think like that, but you know, that's between you and your God. That don't got shit to do with me. Somebody said somebody was just trying to put words in my mouth. If y'all can't see the comment, that's all. That's all people do. When you do this, also, I want to say this one more time, at least one more time. Shout out to Five God. I do not like to speak about other content creators because they just want to argue all day. And I'm just going to be honest with you, I find that a bit feminine. We got men that get on the internet and want to talk about other men all day. Do me a favor. Don't get on the internet and talk about how I need help or you want to save me. If you want to help me, you know where my Cash App at, you know where my PayPal at. Copy? If you want to help me, go buy some merch. If you want to help me, watch some views. If you want to help me, don't make a video about me talking about you want to help me. You don't even know what my problems are. You don't even know what kind of issues I have. Sounds like you just grandstanding like some woman that's trying to get attention through somebody else's situation. So for all of you YouTubers that swear that me and you is cool, if you ever made a video about me talking about or had a conversation with people talking about, yo, I want to help out Jack for, me and you ain't cool, nigga. I seen it. Me and you ain't cool. I'm just not talking about you because I don't care about you. That's it. I just want to be clear on that. I'm talking to the homie yesterday and he said something that had to hit the spot for a moment. What he said was this. So we was talking about some shit that had to do with business. And he turned to me and said, I'm not, and he named somebody that I used to work with. He said, I'm not that guy. You good? Said I'm not that guy. That meant a lot to me. I just spoke about Ice Spice. Rewind to the beginning of the video. You'll hear it again. Oh, you thought I was supposed to be talking about Ice Spice every single second of the video. No. You can rewind back to the beginning of the video. I was talking about Ice Spice then. Let's get back on YNW Melly, though. So as far as YNW Melly is I'm concerned with YNW Melly, you can literally look at him and it looks like he has situations going on. He just looks like there's something going on. You feel me? He don't look like he have it all. He doesn't look like an adult when you look in his eyes. It doesn't look like he has the ability to comprehend adult situations. Don't forget, this guy's making music, encouraging our kids. Shout out to Smoke King. He said, let's get some thumbs up for the BBN family. Don't forget that part. This dude that's in court looking spaced out, we're assuming he cannot get his hands on drugs in jail. So he's not drugged out, he's just spaced out. In court, looking like he barely know what the fuck is going on, is making music that encourages our children's behaviors. I hate when dudes do this. He just parking the fucking van in the street, and just in the street. Like, why even pull it out if you're not driving out? Like, what the fuck? People like him get into accidents, fam. You can't drive like that in New York City. You're gonna get into an accident. Pardon me. I don't know if YNW Melly is fit for trial, fam. He might not be fit for trial. Somebody asked me that when he first got in trouble, I believe. I believe a couple of people probably asked me, did I think he was fit? He might not be fit for trial, fam. He might not be fit for trial. I have no idea what the verdict is going to be. If you would have told me before the trial started, I would have thought he'd be found guilty. But the prosecutor's just a fuck up, so I don't know what's gonna happen. Good morning, my brother. The prosecutor's just don't know what they doing, so I can't tell you what's gonna happen, fam. I want to get coffee, right? So McDonald's coffee is $1 for all sizes, but it's also trash. But I got my own flavoring. You know what? We're going to go for the trash $1 coffee. The prosecutor's just absolutely terrible, fam. I don't know if we could... The prosecutors is bad. The coffee in McDonald's is just so terrible. I don't know if I should get the coffee in McDonald's or should I get the coffee from down the street. I'm going to try the McDonald's coffee. Maybe it got a little bit better. I'm just going to go order up here. Oh, shoot. I'm going to go to the other store. I'm going to get in trouble with YouTube. I'm going to get in trouble with YouTube. There's playing music in there. I can't go in there. I don't even know if Melly's phone is in anymore, fam. So much evidence got thrown out. I don't even know if that evidence is in. They can't even put Melly at the scene of the murder right now, fam. They have no evidence putting Melly at the scene of the murder. You know that, right? Yeah. Give me 1 second. Yeah, they have no evidence putting Melly at the scene of the murder, fam. All of their evidence putting Melly at the scene of the murder has been damn near thrown out. Because the one lady came on with her daughter, and they don't want to testify that Melly contacted them. What up, Arthur D. Glass? Yeah, so there's like most of their shit got thrown out. They right now, as far as I can tell, I haven't seen the trial for a couple of days, but as far as I can tell, they don't have no sure way of even putting Melly at the scene. I don't think you're paying attention, fam. They already argued that even if his phone was there, he didn't necessarily have to be there with his phone. I don't think you're paying attention, but it's okay. It's okay. Thank you. Hey, thank you. Yeah, so they can't do that. They've already argued that Melly's phone could be there. They've already argued that Melly's phone could be at the location, but he cannot be at the location. That just because his phone is there doesn't mean that he's there. That's why they needed the mother and the daughter to confirm that they were corresponding with Melly, to confirm that he was at his phone. They decided that they were not going to do that. So because they didn't do that, now there's no way to confirm he was at his phone. What's up, my brother? How you doing today? Salute. Thank you. All right. Appreciate you. Have a blessed day. I literally find a store, and I literally only go to the places I like. So when I find a store and I like the people there, I'll walk 2, 3, 4 blocks out of my way to go spend my money with them. Just a fact. Anything else you want to add to that, OGK? All of that information that you have is information that was disseminated to us before the trial started. A lot of that stuff, that evidence that they gave us before the trial started, cannot and will not now be used. I just want to be clear on this. A lot of that evidence has literally been thrown out of court, and the judge said, nah, nah, nah. So you're not wrong with what you're saying, because you're talking about the way that we presume police work go. So you're not wrong with what you're saying. But what I'm saying is it's not applicable in this situation. They have the video footage of him getting into the vehicle, but what does that prove? One piece of evidence doesn't mean anything without the other piece of evidence. I keep trying to explain. Y'all, us in the hood, us as regular people, like, you're gonna let me walk one way or the other, please. Us as regular people, we tend to believe people when they telling lies on other people because they say shit like that. Oh, I got proof of the person getting in the car. But there's no context. Remember, a liar sets a lie up so they can get away with telling a lie. When you're telling the truth, you're not thinking about backing your story up later, fam. You're just doing whatever you're doing, and then you have to tell people about what you did. You understand? Liars are actively conducting themselves in a way to make their lie bulletproof. You understand what I'm saying? That's why whenever I hear somebody tell me something and it sounds too perfect, I'm like, that sounds too perfect, fam. I don't know how I feel about it. Sheesh. What up, Lit? I'm getting Wi-Fi from these guys right now, whoever this store is. I'm currently connected to their Wi-Fi. In 2 seconds, I'm going to connect to that ATM's Wi-Fi. I guess that's the new lie people going to start telling on me. People lie about me so much, I don't even understand. I don't know if he's fit for to stand trial, though, fam. I've been looking at YNW Melly. I don't know if he's fit to stand trial. A lot of us go to jail and go to prison ain't fit to stand trial, fam. I don't think he's fit to stand trial. That's just my opinion, though. I mean, I didn't actually talk to the guy, but he doesn't look like he's fit to stand trial. And not for nothing. See, this is another thing I want to say, and this is shit that killed me. I think that an argument could be made with a lot of these rappers. Pardon me. That they're making music purposely to have an excuse for a crime that they might want to commit later. Two things that any psychiatrist is going to tell you. Two things. Well, it's a couple of things. But these are two things. First thing they're going to say is, are you crazy or are you around assholes? You're going to come in there. They're going to be like, yo, this person said that you're crazy. They said that you got mental health problems. The first thing that they're going to try to ascertain is if you really got mental health problems or if you're just around assholes. Because when you're around assholes, people are going to think you have mental health problems when you don't. Second thing is this. Crazy people never call themselves crazy. I don't like using the term crazy. People who we don't think is mentally stable don't walk around saying, hey, look at the world, I'm mentally unstable. They don't do that. Rapists don't run around saying that they're doing that to people. Any murderer with any kind of common sense isn't running around saying that he do that to people. You get it? People that really got mental health problems, they go out of their way to try to make it either look like somebody else has a mental health problem or that they don't have any. My experience. So when I look at his song that he got, Murder on My Mind, and then My Mind on Murder and whatever he was doing, that a lot of people thought was creative, that might not have been creative, fam. That might really be how he was feeling at that moment in period in time. That might be part of his personality. We don't know that. When Ghetto Boys sing My Mind Playing Tricks on Me, we didn't think Ghetto Boys was actually, we thought they was ghetto. We thought they was hood. Don't get it confused. But we didn't, to a degree, You know, we didn't think that the Ghetto Boys was gonna get into some kind of crime and then have to use my mom playing tricks on me to get out of getting prison time. Like they was gonna go to court and their lawyer was gonna say, "Did you hear the song? My mom playing tricks on me? These guys, they can't be held liable." Now, with all that being said, I do believe that there's rappers nowadays that believe that they can do that. They believe that they can make songs and just say, then use the songs in court as evidence that they didn't do something. What do I keep trying to tell you? You can't prove innocence. That's why when you go to court, your attorney isn't supposed to try to prove that you're innocent. The attorney is supposed to try to prove that the prosecutor doesn't have a case. You cannot prove innocence. Chicks that exercise is just top tier, fam. I'm sorry. So it's been released that YNW Melly and Sack Chaser had an argument shortly before the day before the situation happened when these guys lost their life. YNW Melly and Sack Chaser had an argument. Now, his own mother, YNW Melly's own mother, spoke on the beef right after he got arrested. Now, when it first happened, I was busy thinking, yo, his mom's is trying to get him arrested. His mom's is trying to send him to jail. What if his mom's is just slow? What if YNW Melly is just slow? A lot of people co-sign Kodak Black is slow. Why can't this guy be slow? I think YNW Melly might be slow, fam. I think he might be slow. Morning, my brother. All right. Motherfucker looking like Luke Cage. Motherfucker look like Luke Cage, man. Okay. You know you're supposed to wear yellow shirts. I hope they redo Luke Cage. I like the Luke Cage that they have on Netflix, but I think the stories could have been a little bit better, at least where it ended at. But I want to say one more thing before I get off of this and get back to YNW Melly. Luke Cage has one of the top 3 or 4 Marvel villains. Two of the top 6 Marvel villains. Cottonmouth, played exquisitely by Mahershala Ali, and Bushmaster. I forgot the guy name that played that guy. Those was just, both of those bad guys both of those villains were written meticulously, and they were also played very well. I wish, though, I mean, I understand the actor that played Bushmaster was great. I don't want to recast him. But I do wish that they would have had actual West Indians or people that's actually indigenous to the island playing those characters, at least the other characters. But I understand why they couldn't, because he didn't have a actual West Indian accent. So if they would have had everybody else be actual West Indian real accents, it would have sounded weird. So I understand why they did it. It was for continuity. Anyway. Dude allegedly got into a fight with the Sack Chaser dude the day before YNW Melly. A day before the situation happened. Sheesh, my nose itch. Hold on. Fucking hot out here. A day before the situation happened, they got into a fight. I'm assuming YNW Melly got the worst of it. I'm gonna say something. Pay attention. A lot of our OGs is teaching now, and I'm not gonna lie. I was a subscriber to this also, because we're trying to figure out how to get these young kids to stop killing each other. So everybody is saying, yo, just shoot the fair one. I have a better idea. Why can't we just try to communicate better with one another? And the only way we could communicate better with one another is to communicate better with ourselves. So why don't we spend a little bit more time understanding who we are and communicating better with ourselves so we could communicate better with one another? You know how many of our young black men is getting killed out here over nothing? People are having minor ass fucking arguments and turning them shits into full drawn out shooting guns, stabbing knives fights over little tiny arguments that don't mean anything. Can we start communicating a little bit better? And stop being friends with people who you don't fucking match? Now, my belief is this. YNW Melly was getting extorted. I believe YNW Melly was getting extorted. I heard he was getting extorted. Not whatever. So YNW Melly allegedly was getting extorted. Friendly extorted. He broke. I'd rather have nothing. That's just me. I'll burn everything to the ground. That's just me though. So YNW Melly was getting friendly extorted. He ain't know what to do with it. He can't beat those guys in a fight. He's littler than them. A lot littler. Remember, the dudes that always talking about, yo, let's fight then. That's because them fighting is to their advantage. You ain't never hear none of them dudes say, let's open up a Bible and see where God says is right. They don't say that. Why don't these same dudes want to open up a Bible and read some scripture? Shout out to Bushwick. What up, the kids back? Why don't these same people that every time something go left, they want to get into a fucking unnecessary fight, why don't they want to open up a book or forget, we don't even got to say the Bible. Why don't they want to go get some kind of, how do you say, have a third party intervene in the conversation that don't have that don't stand on one side or the other? We have a problem in our neighborhoods, and YNW Melly in situations like this is just an example of it at a different level. And what that basically is as soon as one of us start doing good, he got 6 or 7 of us trying to figure out how they're gonna take advantage of him. Everybody trying so hard to stop everybody else from getting out the hood that they not even trying to get out the hood themselves. Their whole plan is to make sure that the next guy don't make it out. That's an issue. That's a problem. Good morning. That's an issue. That's a problem. That's an issue. That's a problem. Niggas be weirdos, man. Morning, my brother. All right. Niggas be weirdos, man. Anybody else think his mother had anything to do with this? Morning, my brother.
Morning, brother.
All right. Anybody else think that YNW Melly's mother had anything to do with this? Like she talked them into this? Just so we could be clear, the way that this whole situation got broke down, it sounds to me like it was planned. They took the dudes into the car. They sat down. They drove to a location. They waited for the dudes to fall asleep. And then they got shot. What does that sound like to you? That sound like somebody already thought of that. That sound like a plan. My question is, was anybody else involved in it before it happened? Remember YNW Melly mother brought those strippers to the outside of the prison to dance? And your mother's like literally the one person you cannot tell on. You could tell on your pops before you tell on your moms, fam, in our society. You can't tell on your moms. What up, Nick the Slick? Fucking so hot out here. I think YNW Melly moms might have had more to do with this than we think. If he beats this trial, though, that damn prosecutor is fucked. That prosecutor's not going to get a job anywhere. They're going to have to come run around to me and try to, yo, Frost, you got any employment? I'm like, What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. We at the 47-minute mark. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. We at the 48-minute mark. Sheesh, it's hot out here like crazy. It's just too hot outside today. Be careful if you're in New York City. It's hot out here today. I know I got hot coffee as usual. I don't like iced coffee. But it's hot out here today. Be careful if you're outside. Be careful. Make sure that you stay hydrated, in the shade if possible. Come out and get your sun. Don't get it confused. But are we even getting sun, fam? Like, look at the sky, fam. Like, that's not even clouds up there. Why does the sky look like that? That's not really clouds up there. Like, why does the sky look like that? Why isn't the sky clear, fam? Like, why isn't the sky clear? What the hell is this going on with the sky? So be careful out here, whatever the fuck is going on. They said that all of a sudden now there's new wildfires from Canada apparently. I don't know how I feel about all of that. But apparently now again there's wildfire. So why all of a sudden Canada keep having all of these wildfires? I need somebody to explain that to me. Look, why is the sky like that, fam? I can't even look towards the sun, fam. Morning. Hey, shout out to this guy fixing this thing. I think somebody probably dropped something down there or some shit. I always wondered how this got done. Shout out to that. Huh? I said I always wondered how that got done. All right. Salute, my brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. Yeah, I was wondering how that got done. I'm funny. I always thank people for whatever job they're doing. The reason why I do that is because I've worked a lot of service industry jobs in my life. And I just understand how it feels to be working a job that nobody ever thanks you for when somebody actually does finally thank you for the job. So I try to be mindful of that. I worked a lot of service industry. I was talking to somebody the other day and I started going through all the jobs I had. And they were like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I worked a lot of different places and did a lot of different things, man. Sheesh. Anything else y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat, man. We just chilling. We just outside. I might find somewhere and go post up. I might post up in front of my crib. Shoot, I was hoping to run into that chick right there that just walked on the fucking beach with a dog. I was trying to see how she looked. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. I'm gonna walk back to the crib probably. Snatch up the tripod. Oh, this is something else I wanted to talk about while we just bullshitting. So there's an epidemic in New York City. I don't know if it's in all of America, but it's in New York City. And basically, a lot of teens are being rushed to the emergency hospital because of all of the marijuana use. Yeah, I'm walked past that spot over here where I lose reception. It might happen again. Give me a moment. There's a spot over here that whenever I walk past it, I lose reception. Nothing I can do it. Adam 22 though, he got a promotion, that's all. He got a promotion. If you know, you know. You saying that he's sending out a line now to get his wife more, to sleep with rappers and shit like that? He got a promotion, fam. He might have, I'm thinking he fucked up somewhere, and now this is how he gonna get back in right. 9 times out of 10. Letting niggas bang his wife. Got a promotion, man. If I was any rappers, I wouldn't even answer that shit. I wouldn't fuck with it. Besides that, she's not even. I don't get it. Do we want to just have sex with women because they have vaginas? Smut your wife out and reap the reward. Satan's energy. That's a whole fact. Don't let nobody lie to you. Remember, they're trying to make it so that the idea of the nuclear family doesn't exist anymore. You understand? All of this is an attack on the idea of the nuclear family. That's all of this is. They don't want a husband, wife, and kids. You understand? They want a husband, kids, or wife, kids. You understand? Or they want an open marriage where y'all together because y'all got bills together, but everybody's having sex with everybody else, and that's what they want. They don't want they don't want the idea of the nuclear family to exist anymore. They don't want us to have they don't want it us to have a couple to be together married for 50 years and die together with the love of their life. They don't want that anymore. You understand what I'm saying? They trying to destroy that mindset. So that's why you see all the stuff like what Finesse 2 Times and all of these other dudes is doing, promoting the lifestyle of, outside of, a family. Now, I say a lot to say, remember, the Bible says that a man can have more than one wife. But the number one thing that people are forgetting is your wives are not supposed to sleep with each other if you go by what the Bible says. So if you have more than one wife, y'all not supposed to all be doing group sex together. You understand? You're not supposed to do that. I mean, you do what you want to do. I'm not trying to tell you this lady just turned and walked directly at me. It's just so insane. Like, this lady there's a board in front of me, fam. She walked around the board and then walked directly in front of the board just so she could walk directly at me. There's a board there. Look, I'm not capping. I was walking in front of the board, fam. Look. Let me show you this shit. The lady walked around this shit right here. And then walked directly in front of it just so she could walk direct. I don't know why she did it, but I was literally walking in front of this thing just so people couldn't do that. What the fuck, fam? Alright? Sometimes you just gotta be like, what the fuck, fam? Sometimes shit just happen and it just don't make no sense. I keep trying to tell y'all, I don't live in the real world, fam. People do the weirdest shit around me that just don't make no sense. And unless you actually see it, ain't nobody gonna believe me. Like, nobody would have believed me about that shit that happened in the library. If I didn't have that shit on video, but nobody believed me about that shit. Maybe like 3 or 4 people would believe me. But most of the people would have been like, nah, man, no old lady gonna do that. You understand? Nobody would have believed me. That's like one of the main reasons why I try not to have interactions with people. Because shit always happen that don't make no sense. And I don't have no witnesses. So ain't nobody gonna believe me. So I just rather not have no situation. I'd rather just not talk to nobody. Tory Mosley says the boys and the cops didn't. Yeah, it was just because I was live. If I wasn't live, the cops 100% was about to attack me. That's a fact. Dude was putting his gloves on. Don't let nobody lie to you. And them fucking kids, God bless their soul. But they was about to get that shit snatched. I'm just very happy that nothing happened. People that see me play basketball get it. I'm not one of those people that just because I could put my foot on something neck, I do. You understand? If you see me play basketball, you get it. I'm busy there. I just want to just explain this to y'all. If I have a fight in that library, I can't go back to the library no more. I'm not trying to have a fucking fight in the fucking library. I'm not trying to have a fight outside the library. I'm not trying to have a fight around the library. Why? So the lady could then call the police, do some kind of thing, and then I'm banned from the fucking library? No, I bet you the assholes that thought I should have fought the dude didn't think about that stupid shit. All of the assholes that was like, yo, Jack Frost should have fought them little kids. Y'all didn't think about that stupid shit, did y'all? Or maybe you did and you just wanted me to be banned from the damn library. What the fuck do I know? I go get into a fight with them little kids over nothing. And what happened if I hurt one of them? What happened if they hurt me? So now one of us is in the hospital and or dead and the other one is in prison? because some lady wanted to disrespect me for no reason? This is the life I'm supposed to be living? Pardon me. Shout out to the lady. I hope the Lord blesses her in a way that heals her fucking heart, fam. I hope the Lord blesses her in a way that she understands that she needs to stop sending people out there to their possible doom. I wonder if she got any other male relatives that's sitting in jail right now thinking about how they wish she didn't fucking call them over nothing. You know how many of us got people that's dead and in jail right now because some female got her feelings hurt and had a bad attitude and couldn't apologize? And what she decided was to call somebody and lie? What about that girl that just got her brother killed because she started a fight with her ex-boyfriend and then called the brothers and said that he beat her up, and then they pulled up to the dude's house in the middle of the night and one of them got shot up? What about that? She got to go in front of her family for the rest of her life, fam. For the rest of her life. Her family is going to know her as the person who started a fight with a hub on people. How the hell are you trying to call somebody on somebody? We having a whole disagreement where you are being disrespectful towards the other person walks away from you and you call somebody to go fight them? That's insanity. The lady laughed because that don't make sense. The lady laughed a little because that don't make sense. And they stepped their shit when they walked up the hill. They wasn't paying attention. That don't make sense. I'm not trying to talk about whatever's going on with her. I hope everything works out. I hope everything works out with her and her family. I know if I was her godson, I know if I was her grandson, I wouldn't be picking up the phone no more in the middle of the day. I know that much. I know if I was her grandson's parents, if I was the parents of her grandson, I would say to the grandson, we love mama, we love grandma, but you know how she is. You can't be running out there. Like, if you're going to go out there to try to protect her, you got to go out there with the understanding to talk to the individual. You don't know what she might be an actual help. She might need actual help. But she might not also. She might also not. Before you go out there next time, call one of us. Let us know what's going on. She might need your help, but she also might not, fam. I could have lost my life that day because some woman decided that she just wanted to be disrespectful to me for no reason whatsoever. I could have lost my life, fam. One of them kids could have showed up and shot me, fam. The police officers could have showed up and decided to shoot me, fam. All because that lady didn't know how to talk to another person like they were a human being, and she wanted to talk to me like I was shit on the bottom of her shoe. And I just want to be clear about something. And this is something, good morning. And this is something we got to be mindful of. Imagine if she really did think that I was homeless, which I'm not. She treated a homeless person like that, fam? That's how you treat people that need help? That's how you treat the underprivileged? That's how you treat somebody that's struggling? So you thought I was struggling in life, and what you decided to do was, good morning. All right, boy. You thought I was struggling in life, and what you decided to do was treat me badly? You didn't see me and thought I was struggling and tried to be helpful. You saw I was struggling and tried to double down on whatever grief you thought that I had. You know how evil that is, fam? Do you know how evil that is? To see a person and treat them badly because you believe that they're struggling. I'm just different, fam. I'm not like you niggas. I'm just different. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just being on some real shit. I'm just different, fam. I don't believe in treating people bad that's already in a fucked up situation. I just don't believe in it. I don't believe in treating people bad in general. But I don't believe in looking at somebody, seeing that they're struggling, and saying, oh man, that person is struggling. You know what? Fuck them. All the D glasses, bruh. Morality is becoming non-existent. Like I was saying earlier, there's a whole fight going on against the modern family. They don't want us to have a husband and a wife and kids in the household. They want everything else. And we got to fight strong to keep that together. Good morning. We got to fight strong to keep that together. Now, if y'all want that other stuff in the household, fine. That's your household. I can't tell you, all right? I can't tell you what to have in your household. I can't tell you. It's fine, whatever. You get it? But don't try to convince me that I shouldn't want to have a nuclear household. Because whether I have one now or not, that could still be my design. And that's where my issue is. Pardon me. My issue isn't with what people want to do with their time. My issue is how people want to... Morning, gentlemen. Morning. Morning. All right. My issue isn't with what people want to do with their time. You have the right to do it with your time and energy, what you want. My issue is people trying to convince me that I have to do what they want me to do with my time and energy. That's my issue. I have no problem with people being whatever the hell they want to be. That's between you and whatever. That's your life. That's what you have an ability for. Good morning. That's what you have an ability for. That's the shit going on with you. My issue is that people are trying to force other people to be compliant with their lifestyle inside of the other individual's lifestyle. That's like saying, if you don't buy your dog, you got to go to jail. Why? Because if you don't got a dog, that means you hate all dogs. How? None of that makes any sense. That makes the opposite of sense. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to stop anybody else from doing what they're doing. This dude paints on his house every single day, and I think that's so dope. Good morning. What's up, my brother? How you doing today? Good? Good morning. Told you, everybody in my hood love me, fam. These are the people that see me every single day, fam. Homeboy just came out his house to say what's up to me. He probably already was coming out the crib and shit like that. Don't get it confused. He had like holes in his hand he was working with. But this is my community where I live, fam. Everybody likes me, fam. These are the people that see me every single day, fam. You're going to try to convince these people that see me every single day, doing what my word is, literally living by the Bible, doing the things that the Bible say that we should do consistently every single day. You're going to really try to convince these people that I'm a bad person? I don't know what to tell you, fam. I don't know what to tell you. Well, whatever, man. I mean, as long as you're doing that stupid shit, that means that you don't have time to be doing shit to help your own life. So, fuck it. Do whatever you're going to do. I might start doing our lawn. If I start doing our lawn, I think I'm going to make a whole new channel that's going to only be about lawn care. It's not going to have anything else on it but lawn care. I think I'm going to start doing our property. I like doing that type of stuff, by the way, so it's not a big deal to me. I mean, it's still work. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I like doing that type of stuff. I like lawn care. Y'all want to see one of my favorite lawn? Hold on. I want to show y'all one of my favorite flower beds. It's around the corner. I want to make a nice flower bed around here. I'm gonna go collect some rocks with the kids. I got a couple of ideas. I want to make a flower bed in my lawn. I need to find out. I think they got a lawnmower around here, and they got some some lawn equipment. I used to, when I lived in Tennessee, I used to take care of our lawn, and when I lived in Georgia, I used to take care of our lawn. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. I need to get two things real quick. Hold on, let me put this thing right here inside this imaginary house that I don't live in. Be right back. We're gonna get the tripod in a second, but I wanna show y'all this flower bed that I really like. Um, so hold on, give me 1 second. Somebody got kicked. Ah! When I get on the other side of this situation, well, let me see. Okay, boom. When I get on the other side of this situation and I'm able to tell y'all about my blessings, y'all gonna understand. But it's not gonna be. When I get on the other side of this situation and I'm able to tell y'all about my blessings, because I can't tell you now because I feel like that will be me not being humble. You know, I have a lot of good people around me. I got a lot of angels that's just around me supporting what we do over here in different ways, not always monetarily, but just in different ways, supporting everything that we're doing. Oh, that's right. I do got money at Rite Aid, apparently. We got 85 people. Is that 85 or 65? We got 85. Good morning. Little cutie outside. How y'all doing today? Got the little cutie outside. So I want to show y'all this flower bed real quick. It's like one of my favorites. And then we're going to walk back over there. I'm going to go get my tripod. We're going to come outside. We're going to talk a little bit more trash. So I want to work on our lawn. I'm currently in negotiations with the landlord. We'll see what happens. She needs it done. And I am actually really competitive. So if I start doing the lawn, I'm going to try to outdo everybody else's. And it's going to be fun because it's going to be fair. I don't like competing when it's not fair. I only like when it's not fair because I made it that way. Like I gave you the advantage. So I love this right here. Look at the flower. Look at the colors. So colorful. Look at this one. So yeah. So I want to make a flower bed. I want to get a flower bed in our lawn. I want it to be something similar to this. So pretty. And look how green everything is. See how, and look how green everything is. Colorful and vivacious. Yeah, so I want one of these, if that makes any sense. So I want one of those in my lawn. So I'm probably gonna go. I have a couple of ideas. I got a couple of ideas and shit. Got a couple of ideas. I'm gonna make it lit. But yeah, I have a shitload of blessings, fam. I just don't really tell anybody about my blessings because I literally don't brag as much as people think that I do. But if I really wanted to stand over here and tell you about my blessings, there's a couple of y'all that got great jobs that are trade with me. You just don't know it. Good morning. Okay. There's a couple of y'all that are trade situations with me, and y'all got good jobs. Y'all just don't know it. Y'all don't know y'all would trade situations with me. That's it. There's a couple of y'all that are trade situations with me. I'm telling you, there is. I like these guys' hedges too. Like their hedges. Look how green these are. They're so green. So green. Look how green that is. Look how green that is. That's so beautiful. Look how green it is. I like their hedges too. I mean, a little bit more trimming, but nice. Tori Mosley says, I do envy you watching you from work every day and you can make your own schedule. I'm gonna start trying to do more videos. I've been basically only doing like one video a day a lot. We're gonna try to get more videos. I'm gonna try to give y'all more FaceTime. Um, I'm gonna give y'all more FaceTime. Talk with y'all more. Let me go get my tripod. And I get to sit in the shade. I get to stand in the shade. Let me go get my tripod. Be right back. There's a whole bunch of other people that envy me, but they don't have the same energy you got. They got Satan energy on them. And you don't envy me, my brother. It's not envy what you feel. What you might feel is how do you say, not encouraging, but motivation. You feel motivation. Don't call that envy, fam. You don't envy me, you're motivated. There's a difference. If you was envying me, you'll be out here trying to do shit to hurt me. If you see what I'm doing and the thing that I'm doing pushes you to strive, that means I'm motivating you. It don't mean that you're envious. I just want to make sure that we get that correct. I'm gonna leave this door that I don't live in, this door to this house that I don't live in, open. I'm gonna leave that door to that house that I don't live in open. Got shade over here. I didn't even know I could get the shade like this in the morning. Oh, I should have known, but I didn't know. Okay, let's. Boom, we in here? Hold on, let me get my charger. Yeah, you motivated, my brother. You're not envious. Don't get that misunderstanding. Envious is a different energy, fam. You don't have that energy with you. You're motivated. And I should be motivating. I'm trying to be motivating. But every time I do something trying to motivate y'all, that's when the haters come. Because the haters get envious. You understand? The supporters get motivated. You're not motivated. I mean, you're not envious, you're motivated. What up, Tunes? Who the fuck said they got 100,000? What? I don't know what the fuck it's talking about. Anyway, what y'all want to discuss? We sat down, we're sitting here, we chilling, we got our stuff plugged in. I'm raring to go. Raring to go. I gotta check my points. Shit, last time I went to Rite Aid, I had like $10 I could have spent. Because in Rite Aid, they do the thing. I can't, I wish I can use my credit more. I can't because I am with Bank of America. And if y'all remember, Bank of America even recently just got in trouble with some bullshit that they're doing. So I'm with Bank of America, fam. I keep trying to tell you, I'm not hating on Bank of America or whatever, but they be having issues, fam. There we go. And that's why I've been trying to stay away from. But the everybody pays attention except for the supermarket. The supermarket is like, we're gonna force you to do this thing because we know better. That shit is crazy, fam. I don't know what to tell you. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Oh, let me open that other window so I get a cross current. Hold on. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Let's see if I missed any comments worth responding to. Oh, back to the Adam 22 thing. Yeah, so they just trying to attack the family values, man. There's always been an attack on family values. It's been going on since, like, I would say the attack on family values got real big during the Bill Cosby a different world situation. For everybody that don't know, y'all, for people that wasn't around watching television in early '90s, late '80s, there was a big push on every single platform that was a black television show to push college, right? To push education. Now, this is a plus and a minus, by the way. But there was a big push for education in the early '90s, late '80s. In all of black television, if you go back to Cosby Show, Different World, even shows like Homeboys from Outer Space, shows like One on One, there was always a big push for college. Every day, all of the actors and stuff like that in the shows will always have the college shirts on. It was a big push. In our communities growing up, there was also just a huge push towards college. A lot of us had them starter jackets, and we wasn't even buying the starter jackets that was the NBA jackets. A lot of us was buying the starter jackets that was the NCAA jackets. I remember growing up, and the biggest conversation was, what college do you want to go to? And a lot of times that idea of the college people wanted to go to literally had to deal with what their favorite sports team was in college. If they were a big fan of a football team, a football university, they wanted to go there. Basketball, they wanted to go there. So this whole thing going on with Adam 22 is an attack on the family values. And the reason why I just mentioned black television in the late 80s, early 90s, because after A Different World, if you notice, most of that shit just disappeared. Now on our black shows, they don't talk about going to college and getting to school. That's all our content used to be about, fam. Even if you go back to what's happening now, what's happening, pardon me, even what's happening now. Even if you look at a different world, what happened when they graduated from college? They became teachers. They worked at the university. Charlie Russell, homegirl that was kidnapped. I don't know much about it. Put it in the chat. Put what you think is going on with her in the chat. I don't know much about it. Put it in the chat, and then I'll talk about what I know, and I'll talk about it in conjunction with what you put in the chat. Could y'all please stop coming in here and just saying names and you don't have nothing? When I say what do you want to talk about, it's not because you don't know shit about it. It's because you know about it and you want to discuss it with me. You understand what I'm saying? When I say, yo, what do y'all want to talk about next? It's because you want to have a conversation with me. I'm not saying go on the internet, Google something and say, bring that content. I'm saying there's a thing that you're currently engulfed in, or a thing that you're currently dealing with that you wouldn't mind discussing with me. So what do you want to discuss about that? Tory Mosley said the NFL wanted to get out of paying John Gruden that $100 million contract. Wait, what you saying that for? And yeah, John Gruden, if I'm actually accurate, I don't think he's as good of a coach as people give him credit for. I think that he's a great motivator. I don't know about his X's and O's. Is that fair? I don't know about, he's supposed to be an offensive guru. Fixing my pants. I didn't see your previous comment. Your previous comment didn't pop up. Your previous comment didn't pop up, fam. I need you to rewrite it or something. So whatever else you wrote on the NFL, I didn't see. It didn't pop up for whatever the reason is. But yeah, John Gruden is good on offense. He's an offensive coach. But you know, his X's and O's aren't great. I think that he's a better motivator than anything else. His X's and O's kind of suck. I used to play Pop Warner football, and I didn't even understand football until I played Pop Warner football, and I got a little bit of, you know, put on the game. He just received good teams that other black coaches built up. Well, in the NFL, they tend to do that. They do that in the NBA also. They'll build the team up with a black coach and then bring in the white savior. That happens, man. And you know I'm not doing black and white, but that literally is what happens. But that can also happen with coaches that aren't black. If you remember, there's a coach in the MLB that was with the Yankees. And right before the Yankees won, they switched him out. I forgot the two coaches. The coach that won all of the titles with the Yankees in the 90s and in the early 2000s, he got switched out. Buck Showalter. So Buck Showalter was there first. Buck Showalter, he's white. He built the Yankees up. And then the year before the Yankees won, the year before they brought up Derek Jeter, they got rid of him. That's the best way I could put it. So they decided they were going to bring up... Good morning. I'm not too loud for you, am I? I'm not too loud, right? Boom. So they were going to bring Derek Jeter up. And the year before they bring Derek Jeter up, they got rid of Buck Showalter. So they do that to all types of coaches, not just black coaches, all right? But in the NFL, it's bad. It is bad in the NFL. Well, one, I don't want them to push college. I think pushing college to the black community was a trap. But I don't think the black people that was pushing college saw it as a trap. Because remember, we've been taught our whole lives that if you go to college, you're going to get a good job. We didn't find out that shit was a lie until a couple of years ago. Shout out to Tory Mosley. He says, just like Mark Jackson drafting the Splash Brothers and Draymond Green getting switched out for Steve Kerr right before they won because of his comments on gays because he's a pastor. Okay, so I want to say this real quick. If Mark Jackson felt the way that he felt he should have never took the job. And what I mean by that is the owner is gay. If you feel a need to separate yourself from a community, why would you go work for somebody that's a part of that community? Is that fair? Is that fair? So that didn't make sense to me, because all of these dudes know who's gay and know who's straight. All right, you've been in the NBA for who knows how long. You know which owners do what and which owners don't do what. Why would you go work for somebody that you know goes against your core values and that y'all gonna have conflict? You understand what I'm saying? So he probably shouldn't even have took that job. So I don't find anything wrong with him being fired. Do I believe that they got those rings because of Mark Jackson? Absolutely. I don't think that Steve Kerr is a better coach than Mark Jackson. I don't think, and you could tell because of the commentary when Steve Kerr used to do commentary also at one point. I do not think that he's a better, unless I'm just incorrect. I do not think that he's a better coach than Mark Jackson at all. I do not think that Golden State wins all of those rings without Mark Jackson. And at the same time, Mark Jackson, why would you go work for somebody that's a part of the LGBTQ community and you feel the way that you feel? I've worked for people who are part of the LGBTQ community. I've never disrespected them. I work for people that's a part of the LGBT community and been upfront with me not wanting to ever do any of those things and still wasn't disrespectful towards them. So God says that we should speak from a good heart. He says that he doesn't like violence and he does not agree with the disrespect. So there's a way to tell somebody that you are not down with something that is not a part of what you are and your family is about without necessarily attacking them or being disrespectful. Mark Jackson is intelligent enough to be able to make comments in such a manner. That's why he was fired. Trojan Man says, I'm happy she's safe. I just thought it was a little suspicious that she popped up at her mom's house and we haven't heard anything about the child that was supposedly out there. I don't know much about that situation. Allegedly, she was on the street. She saw some kid in the street somewhere. Upon her seeing some kid in the street somewhere, she said, I guess she contacted somebody, said the kid is in the street. And then now all of a sudden she disappeared. And then she popped up. So that's all I know. Toon says Mark was pushing his religious beliefs on teams too much and it rubbed them the wrong way. Well, there was just one team that I believe the issue was with. That was with Golden State. I don't think that's the reason why he's not currently working. Remember, Jeff Van Gundy is also not in the NBA right now. Both of those guys are better than more than half of the coaches. They're probably better than 3/4 of the coaches that's out there working right now. Easy. They're probably better than 80% of the coaches that's currently in the NBA. Both of them. So they might not be on the NBA team for a different reason. Tori Mosey says, Mark got let go because the Warriors president was gay and the president retired in 2021. Anyway, laugh out loud. Mark should have waited it out and kept his mouth shut. When you work in the public domain, you have to be mindful because you don't know who you're going to be partnering with. So let's say for a minute the people on Golden State, nobody was gay. And let's say they all actually shared his energy on this particular topic. Golden State still would have to let him go because they have partners. You get it? Golden State has partners. They got people that they do business with. Kerr brought Greg Popovich's system to Golden State. No. I mean, yeah and no. They're literally doing what Mark Jackson installed, fam. Literally. Mark Jackson drew up that Curry offense. That offense that Curry do, Mark Jackson created that, fam. They literally still do that. So I don't know what you're talking about. Do they probably also do some things that they do in Golden State and that they do in San Antonio? Sure. But their main offense with their main two players, they still run that they got from Mark Jackson. So I don't understand what you I don't agree with that. Just so we can be clear. I don't agree. Still the same offense, fam. I don't agree with it. I'm pretty sure he brought over stuff from Greg Popovich. I mean, if you played for Greg Popovich, became a coach, and didn't use anything that you learned there, that would be insane. He's one of the greatest coaches of all time of basketball history. So I'm pretty sure he brought some Greg Popovich stuff over. But they're literally running the same offense that Curry's been running since Mark Jackson was there. So I don't get it. What up, Ganju? I gotta do this so I can see the comment. If you're enjoying this show this morning, pull up to the Cash App, Super Chat, and or PayPal. YouTube literally tells us to say this, and I wait, and some days I don't say it at all. This is the first damn time I'm saying at this show, and it's already an hour and 33 minutes and 38 minutes into the show. Excuse me. YouTube literally tells us to say this, by the way. Nah, bro, the system where the ball keeps... You're not listening to me. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't, man. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That's not what Mark Jackson did. Mark Jackson ran... As far as I know, Mark Jackson ran Curry's off of screens and rolls to get him open. He ran him through screens and picks and everything all over the court. Mark Jackson did that. Mark Jackson was the one that had them pulling up for threes on the fast breaks. Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson was the one that implemented a lot of the offense in which they actually do. Mark Jackson's problem was more people wasn't watching Golden State when he was there. That's it. That's it. That's all. You're all right. Chilling, my brother. We live. Good luck. Let's go. All right. That's my homie. Live across the street. You good people. I keep trying to tell you, everybody fuck with me, fam. Y'all keep listening to these niggas that tell y'all that people got a problem. Nobody got a problem with me in my hood, fam. I'm a good person. Tory Mosey said, yeah, Mark called that play the hammer using Draymond screens to get Steph and Clay open for threes. Yeah, no. This the only guy that doesn't know this is Toons, apparently. Shout out to Toons, though. We're not trying to shoot at you, but apparently Toons is the only one that doesn't know between me and him. Give me, I got tissue in my pocket. He got a whole business. He could have came over here. He's a business owner. He owns a construction business. He could have came over here and plugged his fucking business. And me and you know Tory Mosley. There's even a name for it. Tell Toons. Toons is still telling me that Steve Kerr brought that over. I don't know what to tell you, fam. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, fam. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Let's see what this. Let's see what the power on the battery is. Man, that ain't bad. It ain't bad. He still don't believe it. Somebody else just told it's the same. My dude, there's a name. He has a name for it. You still don't believe it? You still don't believe it? I don't know what to tell you, fam. I don't know what to tell you. Shout out to Tunes. It really wasn't though, but you know what? Fuck it, it was different, right? I don't even care about this. It's whatever you said. You know what? Everybody, Tunes is right. What else y'all want to talk about? He's not right, man, but what difference does it make? Let somebody else convince him. Let somebody else convince him. Because there's nothing I'm going to say. He's never going to believe me. If I had Mark Jackson and Steve Kerr standing next to me confirming it, he's still going to tell me I'm wrong. So it don't matter. All you're doing is showing me that you don't know basketball plays, man, to be honest with you. Because that's not something that San Antonio runs. San Antonio does not run that. Ever. San Antonio does not run that. Ever. Go find me some footage of San Antonio having their guards through the course of a game running through screens and picks 20 times on one play. Well, obviously not 20, but like Curry does. No one in the history of the NBA has done that. No one in the history of the NBA has ever done that. Not like they do with Curry. So literally you saying that anyone got that idea from anyone is incorrect. Nobody in the history of the NBA is doing what Curry and Klay Thompson do. You're taking away, just so we could be clear, you're taking away from the greatness of those two players, fam. You're taking away from the greatness of those two players, but you don't see it. You're taking away the greatness of two players, fam. Their greatness and the greatness of Draymond Green's passing. You're just discounting them. That's what y'all do when y'all don't give credit where credit is due. You get it? Give credit where credit is due, fam. Give credit where credit is due. You're taking away from the greatness of Curry. You're taking away from the greatness of Mark Jackson. You're taking away from the greatness of Klay Thompson. And you're taking away from the greatness of Draymond Green. Give credit where credit is due. What else y'all want to talk about? Dude, there's people that was... No, you're right. Steve Kerr and Greg Popovich are the only coaches in the history of the NBA that kept the ball moving. You're just saying stuff that don't make sense. So, I mean, what do you want me? I don't know how to argue this. You're saying stuff that literally don't make sense. I want you to go look up Paul Westphal's Denver Nuggets. These guys scored 140-something points and lost. I want you to go look up Paul Westphal's Denver Nuggets. I believe they scored something like 144 points in one game, did not go into overtime, and lost. So I don't know what to tell you, fam. I don't know how long you've been watching sports. I don't know how long you've been watching sports, fam. But go look up Paul Westphal. That's his name. Paul Westphal. I believe it's Paul Westphal. Not Paul Westhead. Paul Westphal. And he was the coach of the Denver Nuggets in the 1980s. And you think Mike D'Antoni didn't care about defense. He's talking like Magic Johnson didn't exist. He's talking about like Magic Johnson didn't exist. Like the Lakers. Like the 1980 Lakers and the 1980 Celtics don't exist. It's two of the best ball moving teams in the history of the NBA. That just came out all wrong. But ball movement, basketball movement in the history of the NBA. You're talking like they don't exist, Toons. You know when basketball first started, people didn't even bounce the ball? When basketball first started, you know, before they cut the bottom out of the peach basket, they didn't dribble. They literally just passed the ball. A man ran to another spot, and then they passed the ball, and the man ran. So I don't know how much of basketball you know, but it doesn't sound like me and you have the same level of basketball IQ. What up, Almond Brown? This dude is talking like ball movement is just started. Have you ever heard of the triangle offense? You know who created the triangle offense, right? Phil Jackson. You ever heard of the triangle offense? You know that offense is 100% predicated on ball movement and player movement? Have I proven my point yet? Or is Toons... Have I proven my point yet? I'm curious. Anybody think I've proven my point yet? Dude, I literally just explained to you all of the different ways that ball movement existed before Steve Kerr and Greg Popovich. Okay, I'm not talking to Toons no more. Toons, you got to go green team in order for me to have conversations with you like this long no more. So from now on, I'll probably comment once or twice, and I'm going to keep it pushing because you're 100% wrong. So I'm led to believe that no matter how wrong you are in the future, you're never gonna admit that you're wrong. So I can't really get into these conversations with you. You understand, if that makes sense? So from now on, I'll comment once or twice, and then I'm gonna move on because it's a waste of time. I think I just proven my point above and beyond. So you either don't have enough information or you just don't know. I didn't say the triangle offense was the same as Pop system. I'm literally telling you about the triangle offense because I'm saying it's different. Anyway, I'm not talking to you no more. Shout out to you. Keep making your comments. No disrespect. But I feel like, no disrespect, I just feel like I'm talking to a child. I feel like you don't know what you're talking about at all. So you're just saying the opposite of what I'm saying. Shout out to Almond Brown. She says, I've been going for a while. I hope all is well. I just sent $20 to the PayPal. When it comes through, I'll call it. Appreciate you. If you sent it or if you didn't send it, I still appreciate you. Thank you for pulling up to the chat this morning. Give me 1 second. I'll just make sure. I mean, that might be a fake Almond Brown because people come in here with fake accounts. So it might be a fake Almond Brown for all I know. But just because I want to be fair, if she did do a drop, give me 1 second. Just making sure that if you send it, it comes through. That's all. My PayPal is in the description. It's the same. It's whatever the PayPal is in the description. I do have a reason to believe that that's not Almond Brown, by the way. But if it is her, salute to her. Even if it isn't her, shout out to Almond Brown. I hope she's doing well out there today. What else y'all want to talk about? I don't want to talk about this basketball thing unless I'm talking to it about people who know about basketball. Or who I feel know about basketball, in all fairness. We got 86 people in here. Hit that like button. Send out some notifications. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. We just make sure we got a little bit of time. Because people come here all the time and say they send in the donations and then they don't. So I don't call them unless I see them. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. We got 88 people in here. Hit that like button. Let's send out some notifications. What y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. And if you want to support the platform, you could always pull up to the PayPal, the Cash App, and or the Super Chat. Or you could go cop some merch. As you can see, we should have some merch pinned there for you to be to look at. We should have a piece of merch pinned to the live. And you can, there's another thing also. Become a member. You could become a whole member. Join the green team. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. We almost got 100 people here. I don't want to just dub the live, man. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. I think they do that to come in here and fake like they giving a donation for two reasons. One is because I think they think I'm going to get excited. And two is I think they think if they fake donations, they might be able to convince somebody that might get ready to do a donation to be like, nah, I'll do it tomorrow. I mean, I don't know why they fake it. I have not the slightest idea. But I'm supposing that that's what they wanted to do, and that's why our number spiked by like 20 or 30 for a minute. Our number spiked. And then it was like, oh man, Jack Frost don't care. He's not gonna, he don't care. So they all left. What up? What y'all want to do? Put it in the chat. We about to get ready to get up out of here. That's it? We done? What actual time is it? Is it after 11 yet? Yeah, it's after 11. We done? That's it? If y'all got something else y'all want to discuss, we'll stay for a little while longer. If not, I'm about to get up out of here. I'll give y'all a couple of more minutes. All right, we're gonna get up out of here. If I find anything interesting, we'll be back. If I have anything interesting to talk about, we'll be back. If I just want to BS later on, I guess we'll come back. I'm not 100% sure if and or when. We should be having the Tonight Show tonight. I'm gonna try to put on the Tonight Show tonight. I don't want to give any. I don't want to confirm or not, because then if I don't do it, people are gonna be like, people never understand that shit come up for me. That's all I can say. Like, nobody ever understands, but everybody always wants to tell me how shit come up for them. So, with that being said, everybody just go have a beautiful day, fam. Go find something worth doing, do it, and stamp God's name on it. And for the people out there that think that I'm trying to throw God in, I'm not trying to throw God in nobody's face, man. I want all of us to be able to get salvation, and at the same time, for the people who aren't necessarily searching for salvation, I would like for you to have peace. So, if everybody is trying to have peace, then the people who want to have salvation will be able to get there. And the people that just want peace will have it. Now, there's people out there that don't want peace. All they want is conflict. They're agents of chaos. All they want to do is hate on this person, hate on that person. There's a whole person that I know that wife was dying, fam. His wife was dying. As far as I know, they didn't know if she was gonna make it. She had to go through a whole bunch of cancer treatment, all type of shit. The minute that God cured her, this nigga became one of the most evilest people I've ever known in my life. So I say all that to say this. Blessings go to everybody, fam. Everybody gets blessings. So conduct yourself in a manner so you can pull those blessings to you. Because everybody gets blessings. God saved this man's wife. And this nigga is one of the most evilest niggas I've ever met in my life. Before God saved his wife, I had no idea that this person was that evil. Just literally one of the evilest people I've ever met. I mean, and it's not even close. Easily a top 5. God saved his wife. And he's literally spending the rest of his time on this planet just doing evil. So I'm not asking for you to want Savior. I'm asking, if you don't want God, if you're not a believer in the Most High, that's on you. I'm just saying, I hope you're at least searching for peace. Because if you're searching for peace, that means that you're not going to get in the way of the people that's trying to search for the Most High. And sometimes that's all we can ask for. People to not get in our way. So do that. Don't be one of those people that say, I don't like peanut butter and jelly, so nobody can have it. Don't be that guy. Be that guy that says peanut butter and jelly stinks, but you can have all of the peanut butter and jellies you want. Personally, I like peanut butter and jelly. I love this shit. I could go for at least 2 of those sandwiches a day. That's a fact. Lot of peanut butter, little jelly. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification game. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you, and that's all I got on this one.